Alright guys, so I'm going to try and keep this one a bit short, but this episode is going to be about, you know, should I move to Japan or should I just visit it? You know, I'm sure a lot of you have thought about this in the past and in the present. You're interested in coming to Japan, but you're not sure about in what capacity you want to come in. And I had my own problem with that. You know, I thought to myself, you know, do I just want to come here for a few months? Do I want to try and live here? Just give you a brief overview. In my case, I actually wanted to live here minimum for 1 year. I wanted to experience all the seasons of Japan. I wanted to experience going to different festivals, different times, and just like, you know, basically meshing and becoming a local, which obviously I still haven't fully became, but nonetheless, that was my goal. But I will tell you that not everything is peachy in Japan. You know, you're gonna have a lot of problems and you're gonna have a lot of awesome times. It's just something to consider. So let's see. Some questions you want to ask yourself before coming is, you know, why specifically do you want to come to Japan? Is it, if your future is that you want to teach English or you want to become a teacher when you go back home, great, fantastic opportunity. You come here, you're gonna have English. You're gonna be an English teacher for a while. You're gonna go back and possibly become like a real teacher, right, with a license and everything over there in your home country, you know. Or maybe you're satisfied with just staying in Japan and teaching English. You know, that's up to you to decide. But it's very important to think about what's your purpose, right? Now, some people might say, well, you know, I don't want to detract from my my main goal. Let's say you want to be an engineer or something like that. Can living in Japan help you? Well, I'm here to say yes. Well, yes and no. What I mean by yes is it's good for a short period of time. If you come to Japan and you're teaching, you know, for 1 year, it's gonna look fantastic on your resume when you go back. You're gonna have, you know, worldly experience. You're gonna have trouble you're gonna have experience being an expat, right? Living abroad in a foreign country, working. It's gonna be phenomenal for your resume. You know, any type of foreign placements that you may hope to get in your future job, they'll see that you already had experience living abroad and you made it work. It's going to be fantastic. But if you're staying here for multiple years, then that will detract from your, how should I say, your appeal, right? Just using my own personal experience, you know, I've been living here for 6 years now, teaching English. My original degree was in business administration with the concentration in international business. I mean, it sounds fantastic. I had really good grades, but if I was to go back to America, you know, I won't really be able to smoothly get into that field because my experience has not been in the business world, and everything that I learned in college, you know, 6 plus years ago actually, have now been, you know, it's old information, old know-how. So I can't really use it. I can't really leverage my experience here for a job in America unless I work the angle of becoming a Japanese translator, English to Japanese, Japanese to English, you know. In some field like that, then you could leverage it and be like, well, look at my skills now. But for any other field, staying in Japan longer than a year will detract, because once again, when you go back home, to your home country, you will be competing against fresh graduates who, they still have the information in their heads. They possibly had some internships, some real life experience in their field. It's going to be hard to compete with them. So it's just something you want to think about before you make the jump to move to Japan, right? Like, well, what is the end goal, right? If of course you just want to come to Japan, have a fun time, make some good side money, come on over. The pay to work ratio is good in Japan for English teacher. hours are good. You're usually finished by 4:35 if you're a normal junior high school, elementary, or high school teacher. You know, your weekends are free. There's a lot of national holidays. Some of you will even have summer vacations. So lots of time to travel, easy access to Asia. I mean, you name it. There's a lot of good opportunities from, you know, living in Japan. But it's just something you have to map out, right? You have to map out your, you know, life plan. You know, it sounds kind of grandiose, but I mean, to a certain extent you do. Because you want to make sure that, you know, will you be satisfied with just coming to Japan for a visit? You know, you come and you travel. You know, you enjoy going around Japan, tasting the different foods from different regions. You know, and then you go back home and you have a nice story to tell, and then you go on with your life, right? Or do you just want to come here and actually see if you can make a life, or possibly, you know, resume building? You know, just some things to think about. This video was a little bit, you know, all over the place, but the main thing I just want to focus on is you got to always think in the back of your head, why Japan? And it, you know, based on that reasoning, you should be able to divulge or reach your decision by whether or not you want to live here, at least for a minimum of 1 year, because basically, you know, that's normally what a work contract is going to be anyways, right? Or would you be satisfied, you know, just coming here to travel? Just something to think about. If you have any questions, you know, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear if you're thinking about moving to Japan, if you're already coming, if you're already here, you know, worries, concerns, you name it. Anything like that, just write down below in the comment area, and I'll be more than glad to, you know, answer, or, you know, we can discuss. All right, guys, once again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one. All right, guys, bye.